Have you ever just stopped and thought about how incredibly complex the human body is? It can feel a little overwhelming, right? Well, today we're going to cut through all that. We are taking a super fast journey through your complete blueprint, building a human from a single cell all the way up. So let's dive in.
All right, think of this as your ultimate cram session. If you've got an exam coming up, this is for you. We're skipping the fluff and focusing only on the core concepts you absolutely have to know. We're going to build the human body from the ground up, and our first stop, the very foundation of it all.
So where do you even start with something so complex? You start small. I mean, really small. We begin with the smallest possible unit of life, the foundation for everything that comes next, the cell.
Now, don't just picture a cell as some simple blob. The easiest way to remember what it does is to imagine it as this bustling, microscopic factory. Seriously, it's got security at the gate, a CEO in the main office, a busy factory floor, and its own power generators. Once you see it like that, all its parts just click. And here's exactly what I mean. See? The cell membrane, that's your security gate. It decides what gets in and what stays out. The nucleus is the control center, the CEO's office. It holds the master blueprint for everything, the DNA. The cytoplasm, that's the busy factory floor where all the real work gets done. And the mitochondria? Well, they're the powerhouses, keeping the lights on and making sure the whole operation has energy. Okay, so you've got one amazing factory. How do you build an entire city? Simple. You clone it. And that's exactly what mitosis is. It's the body's incredible way of growing and fixing itself. Every time you get a paper cut, mitosis is what's building new skin to heal it. It's literally happening all over your body right now. And the process itself is actually pretty straightforward. First, the control center, the nucleus, basically photocopies the entire DNA blueprint. Then, the cell just kind of pinches in the middle and splits into two perfect identical copies. That's it. From one, we get two. And this simple little split is how you go from being a single cell to a person with trillions of them. So, we've got trillions of cells. But they're not just floating around in a big soup, right? No way. They organize themselves into teams, into specialized crews with specific jobs. And this next level of organization is what we call tissues. For any test, you have to know these four. Here's the easy way to remember them. Epithelial tissue is your covering. Think your skin and the lining of all your organs. Connective tissue is the glue and the scaffolding. That's stuff like your bones and even your blood. Muscle tissue is simple. It's all about movement. And nervous tissue? That's the body's wiring for all communication. So just think, cover, connect, move, and communicate. Got it? Okay, now we're zooming out to the big picture. When different tissues and organs start working together to pull off a major job, like breathing or digesting, they form a body system. This is the master plan in action. Let's start from the outside and work our way in. First up is the integumentary system, which is just a really fancy word for your skin, hair, and nails. This is your body's armor, its first line of defense against the world. And right underneath that, you've got the musculoskeletal system, the bones and muscles that give you shape and, the power to actually move around.
So what's controlling everything? Well, your body has two major communication networks. Think of the nervous system as the body's internet. It sends blazing fast electrical signals for immediate reactions, like pulling your hand away from a hot stove. Then you have the endocrine system. It's more like the postal service, sending chemical messages called hormones through the blood for slower, long-term stuff like growth, metabolism, and mood. Fast and slow, electrical and chemical. Now, to keep all those trillions of cells alive, you need a seriously efficient delivery service, and that's where these two systems are a team. The respiratory system is like the loading dock. It brings in the essential cargo, oxygen, from the air. Then the circulatory system's pump, the heart, sends blood shooting through a massive network of highways to deliver that oxygen and nutrients to every single cell. Every city needs a power plant and a sanitation department, and your body is no different. The digestive system is the power plant. It breaks down food into usable fuel. And the urinary system is the super sophisticated water treatment and waste disposal plant, constantly filtering your blood and making sure your body's water levels are perfectly balanced. And finally, we've got the systems for protection and for the future. The immune and lymphatic systems are basically your body's internal army, a network of soldiers and spies that patrol and defend you against invaders like bacteria and viruses. And of course, the reproductive system, well, that holds the blueprint for the future, ensuring the continuation of life itself. So,
let's take a breath and put it all together. We've gone from the tiniest microscopic factory all the way up to the whole person. It is all about levels of organization, and this, right here, is probably the most important takeaway of all.
And boom, this slide puts that entire puzzle together in one line. It all starts with those tiny little cells. Cells team up to form tissues, tissues assemble to build organs, organs collaborate in huge complex systems, and all of those systems working together in perfect harmony, that's you. That's the blueprint of you.
So as we wrap up, just think about it for a second. Now that you've seen the whole blueprint, which part of it just blows your mind the most? Is it the lightning-fast internet of the nervous system, the quiet, powerful control of your hormones, or that relentless, life-giving pump of the heart? Honestly, figuring out what fascinates you the most is the best way to make sure it all sticks in your head.